forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Les ouvres, les semblés, ça qui j'ai voltigé. Ou oui, pour un soleil couché, c'est tout ça qui fait. Obligé d'aller, vivre pour bien garder. Johnny, dis-nous ça y passe comme ça, yeah. Johnny, c'est des filles assez chimères, l'école. On déjà tout seul pour gagner petit ouais plus soleil, à changer ses cancers, à prier en toucher bois, avec mon en aimé, pour gagner petit ouais plus soleil, pour rendre la vie plus belle, à manger passer à côté, à l'amour. Pour moi de ça trouver petit ouais l'ombrage, pour moi de changer page, on est assis en l'opportunité, mais en moins saigner. là. Moi pas te même ça, te si un chat pour moi. Là, par là, qui give des pas en moi. Là, par là, t'es qui rache pas voilà. Funky sound.
Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Well, if all right, everybody, and of course, good morning to you. Well, if that didn't give you the vibes and the energy that you need to get going on a Monday, well, I don't know what will. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago. Neighbors in the Caribbean, good day to you. Friends and family. Yeah, friends and family who are streaming all around the globe. A beautiful good Monday morning to you. And of course, thank you so much for making us your choice. Us. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio. We are the heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. Yeah. A little Caribbean swing and swish to you this morning, yeah? Let me say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. People, Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you. Giving God thanks and praises for life. Let me take the opportunity to welcome everybody to the breakfast show this Monday morning.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Morocco's Bay to the Savannah. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink. Good morning. Good morning. Open your eyes, feel the light. Everything's gonna be alright. Good morning, we're wishing you a colorful day. Let the sunshine guide you on your way. Smile a little, let your worries fade. Good morning, may your heart feel light and free. So much joy in everything you see. Good morning, yeah, a beautiful day. Good morning.
It's a beautiful day. Good morning, everybody. And of course, welcome to the breakfast show right here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio. And we're happy to be here with you. Let me say good morning to my co-host, Richard, who will join us at some point in time, we hope. And of course, Wendell, who is here very early as always. Wendell, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. I don't think you'll be here. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's an absolutely beautiful Monday morning all over the world. What tune was that, Sir Charles? You coming up with some tunes. Where are you getting them from?
Some of them new, some of them classic. That's a real classic from Cassava.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Cassava is St. Lucia or somewhere?
Yeah, some of the Blue Islands there. St. Lucia. Yeah. I think it's St. Lucia, yeah.
Yeah. Or Guadeloupe or something. It's a French. French.
Yeah, but nice. Nice vibes of them.
Yes, I remember the group Cassava, All right. So here we're happy to be in the land of the living. Of course, this weekend had lots of rain all over the world. All over the place actually had rain this weekend. It had rain in Japan. It had rain in in New York, and had rain in Trinidad. Strange enough.
And I welcome the rain actually. I don't know in other areas if they didn't want it, but I think from Friday I started to feel a change because like on my side it was hot on Friday, and then I'm reading flood in El Sicuro. I said, what?
I saw that video. I was shocked.
El Sicuro does flood, but I said, but it had to have a significant amount of rain for that kind of thing to happen.
That kind of water, yes, you're right.
And then, Saturday we got it on our side, up in the east, and I went up to Arima. Oh gosh, it's the hardest I ever hear rainfall.
That was what, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes, Saturday had a lot of rain all over. Yesterday, not so much. Anyway, we're happy to be in the land of the living. I had some birthdays today. Roger Sudas, Anisha Bahu, Dylan Cotton. Today would be Calypso Rose's birthday.
Okay, well, I didn't even know that.
I have Makata Lewis here. I'm guessing it's the same Makata Lewis.
Yeah, you don't get much Makata Lewis.
True. Yesterday, I missed a couple of birthdays. Myron Carrington was yesterday. My cousin Tony Chain out in the States. Gerard Walker, he also celebrated his birthday yesterday. And today is also the birthday of Mahi, who is the sister of Fifi. I didn't know they were sisters.
I didn't know that.
Mahi's birthday.
Hey, Mahi, happy birthday, man.
Yes, Mahi.
A fantastic one.
Your sister, Fifi, sends birthday greetings. And of course, Captain Ron, who is Fifi's husband, sends birthday greeting. And from us here at the Breakfast Show, because we know you're listening.
Yeah.
I wish Richard was here to sing for you, but he's not here this morning.
Boy.
But happy birthday, Mahi, wherever part of the world you're in, because I think she flies, not so?
Yeah, I think she's in New Jersey.
Yeah, she's in New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah. So happy birthday. They might be soul sisters, bro,
Ethiopian sisters. Is she also Ethiopian? I think she might be.
I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is that, how people just consider people because they're real close. As my brother, as my sister,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Somebody will tell us.
I have two people who considers themselves my brother. We're not blood brothers, but we grew up as brothers.
Right.
And the surname is Stephen. You understand?
Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that is it. It may not be, blood brothers or sisters, but some people who are very close to you over there. Let me also wish Callan and Karanaj there. Callan is celebrating his birthday today. Callan, nice picture, man. I like it. You look good. Celebrate your birthday in fine style today,
I met Callan once. He introduced himself to me, actually. When it was Emancipation Day, I think, downtown. He came up to me and introduced himself as Callan from Karanaj. So, morning, Callan. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day today. And of course, anyone else celebrating a birthday, today is April 27th.
Yeah, to all the birthday people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Celebrate.
Yeah.
In fine style.
Of course, tomorrow will be the anniversary of the UNC government winning an election, April 28th. So we'll deal with that tomorrow, please God. I know that they had their celebration over the weekend. I think on Saturday, in all that rain, they would have done the celebrations over the weekend. So we will get into that and a bit about what the Prime Minister would have addressed. Use that opportunity to address certain things on the platform to the nation and address to the nation. I don't know if that's what they call it, but then the UNC does things different. So if they use their political platform, they the headquarters to do press conferences. They do things different. So anyway, we'll deal with that tomorrow. But what we're dealing with today is the THA elections, the PNM, not THA, what a stupidness am I saying? The Tobago Council election of the PNM that was held yesterday. We'll deal with that today, you know. So let's get into good news now, Sir Charles.
Yeah.
Let me see where you have this for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes a single act of kindness can grow into something much bigger. In the United Kingdom, one young man used his voice to make a difference for millions of children. Marcus Rashford, a professional footballer, knows what it's like to grow up facing food insecurity. As a child, he relied on free school meals to get by. So when the pandemic left many families struggling, he decided to take action. What started as a simple effort to support vulnerable children quickly became a national movement. He worked with charities, spoke out publicly, and called for support to ensure that no child would go hungry. His campaign reached the highest levels of government and made a real impact. Policies were changed, funding was extended, and millions of children across the country received the meals they needed. But beyond the numbers, the message was powerful. That one person, using their voice and their experience, can create real change. Today, his efforts continue to inspire people around the world. Because kindness is not always about grand gestures. Sometimes it starts with understanding and the decision to help others. That's good news on NETT Radio. Follow our channels and listen at netradiott.com for more great content.
All right.
Yeah, one act of kindness, people. One act, you know.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. So if there's one thing that you can do for somebody today, hey, go ahead and do it. You know.
Do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. All right, let me greet the folks in the chat. Robert Allen came in just before midnight. Happy New Week, everyone. Valerie Mendoza, Eunice Dublin, Nadia Stephen. Nadia doing up so good. Nadia, what are you doing up them hours? Margaret Thomas, Odell Guy from Sangre Grande, Norris Ferguson also up early. I think I messaged Norris around that time too, yes. Michael Cadet, morning guys, blessed day to everyone. Manuela Peters, Erica Charles also says happy birthday to Erica. Today is Erica's birthday. She is 69. What an age. Happy birthday, Erica.
Yes. Happy birthday, Erica.
Yeah, man. Nice number to have a birthday on. Felix Kazo, you're just getting there with the trees content. Felix Kazo says good morning and happy birthday to his daughter Amanda, who turns 11 years old today. So happy birthday, Amanda, from your daddy, of course, and of course from us on the breakfast show. All right, happy birthday, Amanda. Apollina says good morning. Kenny in Harlem, Diane Payne, blessed morning, guys, all on the live chat. Pamela O'Connor also says good morning. Marcia Rock out there in Orlando. Deborah Noel Surrett, Maria Cellier, long time in here from you, Maria. Marlon Motley in North Valsayn. Boy Bidesi from Debe, Debbie Modeste, Kurt Hope in Nashville, Tennessee. Otteran Benjamin, Kathy Ann Charles, of course, says special morning also to Arlene out there in Brownsville, Texas. No special morning for Stephen today. He had him blushing so much last week. He stopped. Otto and Benjamin, remember to stay safe and healthy. Carol Guevara sends good morning. Bernadette and Nelicia Yates. Scorpion Pepper, good morning. Joyce Phillip, Doreen Pierre, Diana Hamill, Alistair Hart out there in San Fernando. Suzanne, Suzette, Corinne, Mrs. Gemma, Maria H. and Maria S. all saying good morning to Gavin, Frank, Carla, Hercules. Susan Jessup said this weekend was epic. All right. Beefy Smith in Goodwood, Tobago. Carol is singing and dancing and doing all kind of thing. I don't know. Carol,
that is good. You're having a good time, Carol.
Mrs. R says good morning, and I know she wants to say good morning to her breath of fresh air too, but she'll probably message me a little later. Sherwin and Juliet. Ooh, Mrs. R, don't tell Richard, you know. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Slick Money Grip, Michael Robinson out there in Yokohama, Japan, staying up late again as usual. It's tough, you know, Michael, tough. Brent Hackshaw, Wayne Ramsey in Fort Lauderdale, Sankofa say, well, I hope the people in El Socorro. Oh, Lord. Nicola McNichols, good morning. Birthday greetings to those celebrating their birthdays today. Michael Eastman says good morning. So does David McCarthy. Morning, David. And to your brother Russell. Philomena Ali. Hey, up we girl. Alistair Hart. Maybe that's what caused the rain. What? I don't know. Sankofa say we are cousins, Wendell, by that Walcott name. Possibly. Actually, your mother and my mother share the exact same name, Cynthia Walcott. And Sankofa, I think your mom's name is Cynthia too, right? Yeah. Which was also Richard's mom's name too, but not Walcott, but she was a Cynthia. Lester Cragwell, Trinidad Margot, Pamela Grimshaw, beautiful Zouk music, Casal Forever, Trini Gets Fit, Merle McCormy also sends happy birthday to her grandson, Richard, wishing him a wonderful day. So happy birthday to Richard. From your grandmommy Merle, and of course from us on the breakfast show. Sankofa say where people just sign in their midnight hours. I don't know what you're referring to, dinner. Trini Merle Kitchen, Chris Tusa says happy Monday, gentlemen. Another week in this crazy. If it's crazy again, Chris Tusa, what is going on with you all? What is going on with your president? The man wading to a reporter. So I'll be playing that video after 7, right?
Yeah, by then I'll be able to get on. I don't know.
Yeah. Kim Govara says a very good morning to everyone. Mrs. R is smiling. Red Fire, I think that's how you're pronouncing that. Yo. Patricia Defoe. Carl Guevara is dancing to the music. Didn't know the lyrics. Yeah, that was a strange tune Sir Charles played. Marlene Saunders Sobers. Your mom is Cynthia Walcott, and so was my mom. Alistair Hart, my eldest sister's name is Cynthia also. Shirma Paul, good morning. Robert Harper, good morning, gentlemen. Robert, I see you posing up on Facebook with your son. Nice picture. All right. CPT Singh also says good morning, and he says good morning, Nelicia Yates. Okay, all right. Only Nelicia is saying good morning for CPT. Okay, let me cool with that. All right. You're a cricketer in Antigua? You know, Nelicia from. Anyway, good morning also to the Lincoln Foxtrot. Those are the greetings on this chat, Sir Charles.
All right, so let me get into the WhatsApp here. Let's see who came in very early on the WhatsApp. I had it here a little while ago. All right, going back. Oh, it went, boy. All right, okay, right. So Frank out there in Aruka. I think Frank was inside here first. Of course, then Mahi came inside here on the WhatsApp. So happy birthday to you once again, Mahi. Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada, good day to you. Carlin, once again, happy birthday to you. You and Kelly coming out of Carenage. Fifi out there in Addis Ababa. Terry Ann Peters, good morning to you. And let me send out happy anniversary greetings to Terry Ann and her husband, Cephas. They're celebrating their anniversary today. Congratulations. Stay strong. Also to Sankofa, who's all over the place this morning. Mr. Billy, good morning to the Powder Magazine people. Zena out there in Arima. Hi, Zena. And the Powder Puff Girls. You forget the Powder Puff Girls this morning, Zena. All right, but
Charmaine, I didn't see a greeting from Charmaine yet.
Charmaine right here. Look, she right.
Oh, she right on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celia, good morning to you. All right. Who else? Judith out there in Tobago. Good day to you. And of course, anybody else just getting up with us. Hey. Grand Rising, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Indeed it is. I have to tell you quickly before I know we go into Did You Know and then get into the newspapers and so on. I would have experienced, of course, for the first time, the online departure and arrival forms. And I have to tell you, it was smooth transition.
Okay.
And I actually spoke with the immigration officer, and I asked her how she found it, and she said it's working well. At least they don't have all that paper and so on again. And of course, I also spoke to the customs officer, who also was high in praise of it. So well done to that would come under, I don't know what ministry that came through. Is it transport?
Transport. I'm not sure. That might be transport.
Immigration and customs wouldn't be transport. That might be either defense or someone of them. I'm not sure. But anyway, kudos to the government for instituting that online departure and arrival form. Long overdue. Trust me, and as somebody who travels regularly, it was pretty smooth. I hope it remains that way. So well done. Well done. Julia Samantha, good morning. All right. So we could get into Did You Know now, Sir Charles.
Now we're going to take a break and come back.
Oh, okay. All right.
And when we come back, we have newspapers.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I know. I get you back in sync,
Back in sync, Sir Charles. I am up all hours. I cannot sleep.
That. I realize that.
I will have to drug myself to sleep.
I realize these long flights have everybody capping out all over themselves all part of the day. You was well adjusted, I must say.
Well, nothing ain't long for me again after that Japan flight. Anything now, anywhere I go now is a sucker.
I have a friend. He always Trinity living abroad and back and forth, but a long while. And I remember there was a time for Carnival game and stuff and thing, and they said, "Here, boy, we want to go somewhere. We want to go in somewhere, Mayaro area, or somewhere we want to go." And some of the guys boy, that long drive. He said, "Kid, nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago is far."
Nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago is far.
Wasn't taking his hours to go anywhere. Yeah,
it might be long because of the traffic, but it ain't far.
Good boy to Clyde, man. Anyhow, yeah. So we're going for that break, and when we come back, we look at the newspapers and all the craziness that's taking place. Real thing happening. Woo.
Yep.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Lightpole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Scandal in
Port of Spain, Scandal in Citrus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Citrus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from me!
Scandal in Citrus, do not miss it.
Scandal in Cedrus.
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
All right, we are back from that short advertisement break. And don't forget, folks, you could feel free to reach out to Sir Charles or any of the numbers below if you want to get your ads here on the breakfast show, which is going to be just as viral as iShow Speed. Trust me. It's only a matter of time before we have 50-something million people watching us.
You understand?
Because that young man had over 50 million people looking at Trinidad and Tobago over the weekend. And he has a different style. Well, clearly he has an energy. No wonder why he goes by the name iShow Speed. Because he's speed. That young man have energy. Yeah. But he did, and I don't know how he eat all our food on Saturday. He eat real thing on Saturday.
Yeah, boy.
And had the energy to be flipping and climbing and dancing and dropping to the ground, and you name it, he did it on Saturday, highlighting Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm proud of how they would have done it in terms of encompassing as many of the things, as much of the things that Trinidad and Tobago has to offer in that short period that he was here. Of course,
I was very impressed that that they were able to set up all those things. I'm really wondering, who already was responsible
behind
him, and when he to get all those things in place. Because if it wasn't like a ministry, something that have resources to pull all those things together, in a short time, but
that's interesting. Who did it?
Yeah,
I know. I saw the young man, Junior Lee, the little short kind of, little pocket rocket. He was the host most of the time, moving around with him. But for somebody, whoever put that together, did a fantastic job.
Yeah. So I will talk with Junior and find out, because I was very interested to see how and I'm saying, but this is how the tourism should work for us, because that is where the market is at. So why not? Let's just go there. Look how many people could see you in a flash.
I have to confess, I never heard of him before.
I myself didn't know him before.
Yeah. Never heard of him before.
For some reason, a friend of mine was telling me all about him and stuff and thing, but they say people who were more into the gaming world.
Young people, Charles said, young people
into the gaming world. More or less know about him.
Yeah, because he had a lot of young people around him. I mean, a lot of his videos have obscene in it, because you know, our Americans live all with the curse words, right?
Yeah.
But he had energy, boy. Jeez.
All over. He was all over, I was happy to see how they put together the thing. I was happy to see he was able to talk with Peter Minstrel also. Although I feel halfway through the conversation, he get lost, but...
Yeah. He didn't know what Minstrel saying. Minstrel didn't know what he said. He didn't know what Minstrel saying.
Yes! Minstrel talking one thing, he talking something else. But it was glad to see that he meet Minstrel.
Yeah. He called him Peter though, and I know people like Mr. Mitchell must say, who is this upstart?
This is my great grandchild. You talking me, calling me Peter. Boy, look up.
Boy, know your place, eh?
Yeah. Peter, and you went to school?
Minchell back in the day would have let him have it there, but poor fella. Minchell had to ask him for help to stand up and all.
Yes, he's a frail Mitchell though, so he
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but that young man did something for Trinidad and Tobago. How they capitalize on it, we will see. But he did something with Trinidad and Tobago that no one else has been able to do so far in terms of getting us out there with so many viewers. He's constantly focusing on what he's doing. He's streaming. He ain't making joke with that, because he has his phone attached to his hand.
Yeah, he is.
He's focused on what he's doing.
He has. I mean, after you've been doing something and you perfect your craft, you know, it's like a walk in the park for him now, you know.
He's speedy here walking, Charles.
A run in the park, a flash in the park. Yeah, hey, come, let's do the headlines for today before.
Yeah, let's do the headlines. Good morning, Subash from Woodland, Joyce Phillip, who joined us, and Beauty Culture. Morning, right? Yes, he was in Grenada yesterday. I saw a couple of clips of that. And he's in Barbados today. Okay, look at that. Nicely done. Kamala prays for Trump. PM Guyana President Delcy condemned gunman's attack targeting U.S. leader at Washington dinner. Did the man get anywhere near them? I didn't think so. They were hearing the shots from somewhere. The man just run through like, it just looked like a play again. That's what it looked like. Anyway, there's a picture of United States President Donald Trump as gestures as he speaks in the James Brady press briefing room at the White House after a shooting incident outside the ballroom at the annual White House Correspondents Association dinner. That's the main picture on the front page. And I have to tell you, I don't know, Sir Charles, if you got that video.
Okay.
Where in the room where when the shooting occurred, they went and removed the vice president first, you know. And then when they went to the president, I think he fell down. I don't know if you noticed that. He fell to the ground. I think he fell down. Normally they would put you down, but I think he fell down. I don't know if maybe that was practice, that you need to get down on the ground, but it looks like he fell down. That's what it looks like.
I wonder if this, let me see if this is the one that we're talking about. All right.
That's the video. You saw they moved Vance first, right? And then went to the president.
Yeah.
And he fell down. And they picked him back up.
Yeah.
You understand? Strange. Anyway, let me leave America alone. Friends die in Tobago crash. That was another tragic story over the weekend of families losing family members again to, guess what? Another crash, another accident, another car accident.
Yeah, people need to slow down, boy. I don't know why.
Yeah, Tobago. I don't know, Tobago.
That's right. It's not that big a thing because people in Trinidad died too.
Yeah. I mean, but
over the weekend.
Speed. This morning, I blow my horn at a lady for spite. She is crossing right under the walkover, Sir Charles, in the dark, because it was dark.
Yeah.
Crossing under the walkover. And I'm seeing her in the distance and I'm saying, this person's serious.
Yeah. And you're under the walkover. That's the thing.
Under the walkover.
Yeah.
Crazy. PM concerned over red flag US $500 million loan. Rewards risk in US alignment, so says two analysts. Regional leaders condemn attack. Trump wants unity and healing. In a very unusually conciliatory mood, Donald Trump calls for unity and healing in an increasingly violent world. Wow.
Okay. All right, no problem. Cool.
Yeah. High voter turnout for PNM Council race. Shamfa Kelvin confident. Of course, the unofficial results is that Shamfa Kojo Lewis has won. UNC's legislative wins in year one. That's a story again in today's papers. And in the back, shot dead at home. A picture of Shivnath Jogi. Neighbors complain. Police killing of laborer unjustified. I think that was the case where the man was wielding a cutlass. Again, use of force, they will say, came in. Intruders robbed family of US 6,000 and TT 5,000. That happened in Chaguanas on Friday. Sales slow. City vendors complain. That's in the Port of Spain City. And Django de Silva lead Red Force recovery. Of course, that's in sport. All right. TFT's Paul second to Lavrizen at the World Cup. That's Nicholas Paul. All right. So those are all the stories in today's Express.
All right. Let me see if I can do the Guardian face. You know, Richard is not in today as yet. Hey, wake up that way, Richard. I'm there. All right, so stakeholders urge motorists to exercise caution on roads. Police to launch new initiative soon. I don't know what else they could do now, boy. Ballot papers run out in PNM elections after high turnout. What madness is this? I run a ballot paper. They must always be like anyhow. Acting Venezuelan president arrives in Barbados. That is creating a stir. Community disputes account of police killings, and that is the same thing that we were talking about. JCC head raises red flag over US 500 million POSWDL loan. I'm not sure what that's about. And emotions high as 95 the ultimate one celebrates 50. Okay. And PNM, we only knew Young would be overseas. Yeah, that is the photo that is causing much uproar right now. All right. And UNC promises better days at 1 year celebration rally. Jobs crime on grassroots supporters' minds. All right. So those are some of the stories in the newspapers today.
All right. A lot of chat on the situation in America, and of course on the UNC's 1 year anniversary conference, celebration over the weekend. News reports, Carl Cooper said, news reports said the president stumbled to the ground. Let's see who will change. He clearly fell to the ground. He clearly fell in moving. And I don't know between the time they took Vance and went for him, anything could have happened. So, a lot of people don't believe what they saw. A lot of people feel it was another staged thing, because they show you the video of the guy just running and shooting. He shot a police officer, though. He shot one of the agents, but he had on bulletproof vest, so it was not. He didn't get injured,
Yeah.
But
but the thing about it is that they held the guy, and you know what I mean. Yeah. And kudos to them, they held the guy very quickly.
But guess who posted the picture of him on the ground? Donald Trump himself.
Yes, the president.
Yeah. The president himself posted the picture of the guy on the ground because they say he didn't want a different narrative to go there. The guy is described as a Democrat. I don't know what to believe again coming out of the United States. Honestly,
I don't know if a man going to take that kind of fall, but I know easy fall they're going to take then. I know 2 months,
No.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised he wasn't shot and killed. Because you run in a place like that, you know what I mean? The White House having a dinner in the ballroom, and you run in a place like that shooting, how the hell you even get close to them with a gun?
Well, I suppose now they're going to strip down that to see where that breach was.
So somebody going to lose their work?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine a man gets so close as to just be outside the ballroom shooting. Somebody had to lose their work. I don't believe it. It's difficult to believe anything coming out of America now. As I say, I don't know what to believe. You know?
Yeah, well, boy. I mean, strange things are happening. Huh? Strange things are happening. But given the all that's happening in the world that the president is involved with, I would expect that security would have been much tighter than that. You know?
Yeah. How you even get in the building with a gun?
Yeah. How
you understand?
There, you know,
on the compound with a gun. Because leading up to that area, they would have checkpoints all out in the road and whatnot and so on.
Yeah, and only designated.
Is he an employee there? What is he?
And that sort of thing, you know. So it really makes you wonder, you know, how he got so close. But you know what? Let's do our Did You Know and come back.
Yeah.
Did you know a small group of financial decision makers can influence how much you pay on loans, how expensive groceries become, and even how fast an economy grows? That power comes from something called a central bank. A central bank is the main financial authority of a country. It manages the nation's money supply, controls inflation, and helps keep the economy stable. Unlike commercial banks, it doesn't serve everyday customers. Instead, it guides the entire financial system. One of the most important tools a central bank uses is interest rates. Interest rates determine how expensive it is to borrow money. When interest rates are low, loans become cheaper. People are more likely to borrow, spend, and invest. Businesses expand and the economy grows. But when spending grows too quickly, prices can rise, leading to inflation. Inflation means the cost of goods and services increases, and your money buys less than before. To control inflation, central banks raise interest rates. Higher rates make borrowing more expensive. People spend less, businesses slow down, and price increases begin to stabilize. So, central banks are constantly balancing two goals: keeping inflation under control and supporting economic growth. Too much spending can overheat the economy. Too little can cause a slowdown. These decisions directly affect everyday life. Higher interest rates mean more expensive mortgages and loan payments, but they can also mean better returns on savings. In small economies, especially in the Caribbean, these changes can have an even stronger impact because we depend heavily on imports and global trade. When major economies change their interest rates, smaller nations often feel the effects quickly through prices, currency changes, and economic activity. Central bank decisions don't just stay local, they influence global markets. That's why a rate change in one major country can ripple across the world. So, while you may never walk into a central bank, its decisions can shape your daily life in powerful ways. From your savings to your spending, it all connects. If you didn't know, now you know. For more great content, listen to nettradiott.com, follow us on social media, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
I really kudos to you, Sir Charles, for the end of those clips for the advertisement that they do for NETT Radio, TT. Kudos for you. I don't know how you did it, but it's very well done.
Thanks a lot.
It's very well done, you know. So I mean, a lot of discussion on the issue in the United States. They said that the gunman had checked into the hotel some days before. He was a guest at the hotel and it was on another floor and whatnot. I mean, you were clearly hearing the gunshots during there, and they were looking for him. They didn't know where it was coming from. And a lot of people, I guess, still saying it's staged, you know what I mean? But I mean, anybody checking into a hotel leading up to such an event would be checked and would be flagged, you know? I would think so. That's how it's supposed to operate at that level. You know, especially where the president is going to be president and vice president will be at the same hotel at some point in time. So any guests coming in there, I mean, we've seen so many movies before with people who want to assassinate somebody. They're always a guest at the same place. They're always checking in a few days before. I mean, there are so many movies for that. You wouldn't check somebody who coming into a hotel alone? Come on. There's only
I guess as the thing unfolds, we'll get the information a little more, you know, as to how that happened. Because I'm sure they're going to be looking at that because they're not like other spaces, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It just It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, but I guess it could happen. If it happened in movies, it could happen in real life. Right?
But just before we get into the calls and stuff, let me play this video for you because this came out and this is where our poll is coming from.
I stand here, a proud PNM in good times and bad, in office, out of office, win, lose or draw. I am a member of the People's National Movement.
You dig? PNM.
And I'm not just a member, I am a lifetime member of this People's National Movement. Brothers and sisters, nobody can move me, and nobody can put me out. In or out of the PNM, nobody can put me out. I am a member, a lifetime member. And I didn't join this party because I wanted something. I came to give. So brothers and sisters, once the PNM is on its mission, doing its work, I'm going to be in the number. And I don't need a high office or to stand on any pulpit to deliver or to stand up for the people that I love. As long as there is breath in me, I would be PNM, 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 PNM.
You respect that?
Of course, that is Shamfa Kojo Lewis, who won based on some results that we see coming out. She won the PNM Tobago Council election yesterday in Tobago. Of course, we would have interviewed her, the person who competed against her, Kelvin Morris. Of course, Kelvin, he lost almost 2-1 based on the results, unofficial that we have. In Bonaccord, Chamfa would have won 183-80. In Padatuve, she would have lost 8-33. In Speyside, she would have lost 27-49. In Roxborough, she won 131-89. I'm not sure if it was BHS in Tobago. I don't know where is that. BHS. Bacolet? I don't know. Bonaccord? I don't know. Chamfa would have won 258-219. Mason Hall, she would have won 84-58. Lowlands 219-85, Plymouth 223-62, and in total she would have won 1,133 against Kelvin Morris 675. As I said, people, this is unofficial. All right, do not go and say we were giving out wrong results. It's unofficial results. All right.
Yeah. But if there's a measure of truth in it, that is plenty to turn around.
Yeah, But it's clear the country, Trinidad and Tobago, has a preference for women at the helm of different political organizations now. We have a woman president, we have a woman prime minister, we have a woman opposition leader, and now we have a woman as the head of Tobago Council for the PNM, that is. Clearly women are showing their mettle, Sir Charles, in the political world.
Yeah, the ladies are moving forward. We only wait to see a female American president. But
we just missed. Well, they had 2 opportunities so far, but you never know what's going to happen in next U.S. election. But in Trinidad and Tobago, clearly we seeing women are rising politically. And I am predicting, and mark down this date, today is what, the 27th of April? Mark down this date here, people, if you're listening, right? I am predicting we will more than likely get our first female mayor of Port of Spain. I have a candidate in mind. I told her, just stay out of trouble, stay away, don't let nobody say you're doing this and you're doing that, or you're with this one and you're with that one, and you're good. Just stay as dedicated as you have been. Once you contest that election again, you don't have to contest the election. She could be brought back in as an alderman. I think she will make an excellent female mayor of Port of Spain. She's now the deputy mayor. I think she will make a good mayor of Port of Spain. I'm also predicting that. People, look at how long in advance I tell everybody, right? Good.
Very good. Well, let's take a couple calls. 281-131-529-9515. We're going to get into the poll in a bit. All right. So remember, you can chime in on the conversations this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning. It's Farah over here. How's everyone?
Rock away, be good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Crucial information that I heard hear that you don't have privy to at this point in time. The gentleman who is actually sitting in Washington in the hotel. He checked into the hotel on the 24th. That was already in the hotel.
You can't have that background noise.
Huh?
I said you can't have that background noise, so we're not hearing you clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But go ahead. We're finishing.
All right. Yeah, he checked into the hotel on the 24th. He came from California to Chicago, and Chicago to New York by train. And he checked into the hotel on the 24th. Also, a lot of people are laughing on social media about the taking out vans first. That is America's security protocol. You take out the vice president first to ensure continuity in the government in case something happens to the president. That is natural. That is their security protocol. The vice president is protected first. Because anybody going to do it, to make an attempt, they go at the president first. But you must make sure the vice president is protected to ensure continuity of government. So I saw people laughing on if they research it.
Right.
They will realize, it was done that very deliberately. It's not accidental or faux. The vice president is protected first. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks much for the information.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody was laughing. Well, I mean, I wouldn't see the social media posts that you saw. But we just found it strange. I just found it strange, actually.
But the politics is normally put out across the board, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Charles. Wendell.
Morning.
I see they are making heavy weather of Stuart Young's visit to Venezuela. What is the problem with him going to Venezuela? And also, I would like to find out, Sir Charles Wendell, do you think PNM should go down the same road that the UNC did in trying to undermine everything that the PNM was doing when they were in office? Like when PNM ordered the 2 fast ferries, how UNC went and tried to undermine the positions and this sort of thing. You think Trinidad and the PNM should emulate the weather to concern? What do you mean?
Where do you see that happening?
He's saying that that's what Stuart Young is being accused of doing. I don't know that at all. I would never agree with that. And I don't know that that's PNM style of politics. I'd be very surprised if PNM takes that road too, to undermine the government, to hurt the country. You understand? I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But with people, with human beings now, I get to expect anything from a human being now.
Virginia, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, front and center.
Wake up, Virginia, wake up.
These certain security perimeters were eliminated as the event began, making the access, I wouldn't say closer, because he had to still go through, armed security of all the different security agencies, right? But the fact is, with the elimination, there was no sort of backup with that. So heads will roll. Have a good morning.
Well, I expect so. Wow. Even if that was staged, I would imagine somebody's going to pay a price for it.
I am sure. Yeah.
Our poll is up, people. Are you surprised at the results of the PNM Tobago Council elections? We would have played that video for you a little while ago, and we would have informed you that Shamfa Kojo has won that election in Tobago. Yeah, are you surprised? Yes or no? Are you surprised? Yes or no? All right.
So you're voting, one, if you are voting yes, and two, if you are voting no. When we come back, we'll let you know how well you're seeing how it's going right now. It's kind of even, Steven. So continue to vote, and our news is straight ahead. People, it is now 7 a.m. in Trinidad and Tobago.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now from Monday, the 27th of April on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Guile Caribbean TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you so much for joining. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has warned that those who want war will get total political war, while promising more jobs, housing, and stronger national security measures. Speaking at a UNC report meeting, she defended her government's record nearly 1 year in office, saying over 15,000 jobs have already been created across several ministries, with more expected through housing and development projects. On crime, she stood by the use of states of emergency, saying they are necessary to protect citizens, and pointed to a drop in serious crime. She also announced plans for more police vehicles and 30 mobile police posts. Persad-Bissessar said her government is focused on long-term employment rather than temporary work programs, while also advancing housing projects expected to deliver thousands of new homes. She also addressed party supporters, acknowledging those who remained loyal during the UNC's years in opposition, while cautioning that past treatment of supporters would not be forgotten. Despite the strong political rhetoric, she maintained that her administration's priority is improving quality of life and delivering on promises to the people. Auditor General Jaiwanti Ramdas has issued a qualified opinion on Trinidad and Tobago's 2025 public accounts, raising concerns over billions of dollars in unverified revenue and unsupported spending. Her report found that $36.56 billion in tax revenue could not be confirmed due to discrepancies across Treasury and Inland Revenue records. Additionally, $1.59 billion in government expenditure lacked supporting documents, making it impossible to verify whether the funds were properly used. The report also noted the country's public debt rose to $117.46 billion, now standing at 191% of total revenue, while the exchequer account remained heavily overdrawn. Ramdas further flagged the misuse of $78 million in housing funds, which were spent on maintenance instead of infrastructure, and highlighted weaknesses in financial controls across several government agencies. Labor Minister Leroy Baptiste has introduced legislation to strengthen protections for retrenched workers and increase severance benefits. The Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill proposes higher payouts, including up to 6 weeks' pay per year for long-serving employees. It also sets a 90-day limit on temporary layoffs, after which workers must be deemed redundant and paid severance unless an extension is agreed. Employers will be required to consult with unions before issuing redundancy notices and give at least 45 days' notice or pay in lieu. The bill also provides paid time off for workers to seek new jobs and requires employers to give preference to retrenched workers if similar positions reopen. Baptiste says the reforms aim to modernize labor laws and better protect workers facing job loss. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal has accused opposition MP Stuart Young of attempting to undermine the country's energy interests following his recent meeting with Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez. Munilal questioned Young's visit to Venezuela and called on him to explain whether it was official, warning against interfering in ongoing negotiations involving Trinidad and Tobago and multinational energy companies. But Young dismissed the claims, insisting he would never act against the country's interests, and describing himself as a respected professional. The exchange comes as government prepares for talks with Venezuela on cross-border oil and gas, amid uncertainty over diplomatic relations following Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar being declared persona non grata last year. The issue has further heightened tensions between government and opposition over the handling of the energy sector. In Trinidad and Tobago's history, the Black Power Revolution of 1970 remains a defining moment of political and social awakening. The movement, which unfolded between February and April 1970, began as student protests at the University of the West Indies and grew into a nationwide call for economic, social, and racial justice. It led to mass demonstrations, labor unrest, and a state of emergency declared by then Prime Minister Eric Williams. Activist Kaffer Kambon said the uprising challenged deep-rooted inequalities left behind after independence, including racial disparities in wealth and opportunity. He described the movement as both economic and psychological, helping people of African descent reclaim identity and self-worth. More than 50 years later, Kambon says while progress has been made, elements of those inequalities remain, making the revolution's message still relevant today. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is facing heightened scrutiny after a shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington. Speaking after the incident, Trump said the alleged gunman had hatred in his heart and suggested a possible religious motive, though police say the motive remains unclear. He also praised the Secret Service, noting the suspect was stopped before reaching the main ballroom. Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin described Trump's tone following the incident as a welcome change, calling for bipartisan unity in condemning political violence. Meanwhile, questions are being raised about security at the event, with reports that identification checks were limited and screening measures may not have been stringent. Despite the breach, officials say the security plan ultimately worked, as the suspect was apprehended before reaching top officials, including the president. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
I say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, I say na na na, I say na 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 na, I say na na na, I say na 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 na. I never had it easy for the brands and the bling and the expensive thing. Oh, I never had the money, never had nice living. And mama say, oh, you could have it all, just work hard for yours. I say, mama, you know I'll work hard for sure. Now Jaja bless me with the opportunity to fly country to country. Now I could drink champagne when I thirst. Now I could see only thing I never see. They say this hour you'd man so luck, but I thank me for the run the family. Now no bad mind boy they can stop me. And every show I smiling cause trust me, life is so lovely, boy. And I'm far from finished, whoa. I can't believe it, no. See, I'm far from finished, whoa. Love the life that I live in, yeah. I say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, say na 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 na, I say na 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 na, I say na na na, I say na 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 na, I say na na na, I say na na. Forever thankful for doubters in the past and the people who laugh on her. Forever grateful for all the times I failed. And Papa say, oh son, you can't give up. What's for you is for you. I say, Papa, you know I will never stop, no. Now Jaja bless me with the opportunity to fly country to country. Now I could drink champagne when I'm thirsty. Now I could see all the thing I never see. They say this hour you'd man so lucky, but I thank you for the run the family. Now no bad mind boy they can stop me. And every show I'm smiling cause trust me, love is so lovely, boy. And I'm far from finished, boy. And I can't believe it, and I can't, no. See, I'm far from finished, boy. Say I'm far
Talk.
Well, everybody, we welcome you inside the second hour of the breakfast show. And of course, yes, you are listening to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio. The heartbeat of the Caribbean, we continue to take you above and beyond. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Hoping all is well with you. Hoping that you also had a really fantastic and good weekend. Ready for all your challenges that will be coming your way this week, yeah? Of course, the breakfast show, Wendell Stevens, Richard Ragubar Singh, who had so much scandal that he can't get up this morning. And of course, yours truly, Sir Charles, keeping company. Let me say good morning to the Anthem crew. You know yourself now, right? Yeah. Come in very early. Those who came in along the way, thank you very much for making us your choice. And also a very special good morning to the folks at Gael, Caribbean TV. Thank you very much, people, for being here. Thank you very much for showing up. And of course, just to let you know, a couple of things I need to let you know. One is that you can join our WhatsApp channel. Yeah, we're trying to boost that channel. So if you would like to join it, all you have to do is send us a text to any one of our numbers. You know our numbers, 2811-315, 299-5156. And we will send you that invitation link, right? All you have to do is send a text or WhatsApp and say, send link. That is all you need to say. Send link, and we will send you the link. All right? It's very simple to join, actually. So you get updates immediately. You can vote on the morning poll and everything right here too on the WhatsApp channel. Of course, when we come off of the Gael feed inside of the, when we get closer to 9 o'clock, and also on our social media feeds, WhatsApp and, not WhatsApp, but Facebook and YouTube, you can come across the New Era. Join us on our website at nettradiott.com. That's nettradiott.com. And that way you can listen to us all day, every day. Of course, we are on multiple streaming devices right about now. You can also get us on TuneIn, Radio Garden, we are there. Simple Radio, we are there. Online Radio Box, you can get us there. And My Tuner, you can get us there, right? All you have to do, put in the command NETT Radio Trinidad. That is all. NETT Radio Trinidad, and you will be able to get us on all your Google Alexa devices. Yeah, just give it a command. Play NETT Radio Trinidad. Also, make sure you put your stamp on all of our pages: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and share. Put your stamp on every page. And don't forget to hit our support button, because we need your support. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, don't forget to advertise with us here on NETT Radio. Call any one of our numbers and let's get you going, right? So our morning poll, the PNM's Tobago Council elections took place yesterday. And from all indications, albeit unofficial, but it's trending in a particular direction, that Chamfo Kojo would have... will most likely be the next leader of the PNM in Tobago. So are you surprised? Are you surprised by that? How it's trending right about now? If you're surprised, yes, put 1. If you're not, put 2. Right? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And when we come back after the break, we'll tell you how you voted. But in the meantime, stay with us here this morning on the net.
Port of Spain, a scandal in Cetus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Cetus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from me!
Scandal in Cetus. Do not miss it.
Scandal in Cetus.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vista Bella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Okay. Ooh, lots of people on this chat today.
Yeah, it's like that.
Mhm.
Well,
I have a book for one of them when I get to the thing. When I get to what they say.
oh Lord, people misbehaving again.
No, let me deal with it one time. Yes, it's not much misbehaving, but I don't know if you're aware that the day after an election, you get preliminary results, right? You never get official results after any election until days later. But it doesn't stop you from polling or asking anything based on the unofficial results you have. Not so? So our poll is based on unofficial results. Did we say so?
Yeah, we said that.
Right, good. That's the buffer half for the person.
Then.
That's the buffer half for the person. So let me go with the results. Wait, you ready? So Charles?
Yeah. Go ahead now.
Right, let me try to get back from the first vote. All right, the first vote came in from Michael Cadet. Right, so Michael Cadet says 2, that's a no. Our poll, of course, people, are you surprised at the results of the PNM Tobago Council elections, right? Tomorrow, as I say, we will do the UNC's anniversary, 1-year anniversary, right? So that's our question, so you could continue to vote on it. Hilary Zan says 1, yes. Joseph Clement, 2, no. Bernadette Yates, 2, that's a no. Anthony Miguel, no. Slick Money Grip, 1, that's yes. Boy Bidesi, 1, that's yes. Mrs. R, 2, that's no. Felix Kazo, 2. Anon, 2. Diane Payne, 2. Ava Smith, 2. Deborah Noel Surratt, 1. Beauty Culture, 2. Trini Gets Fit, 2. Carla Hercules, 2. Margarita Chow, 1. Pigilo Blue, 2. Suzanne Jessup, 1. Finbar Collins, 2. Lincoln Foxshot, 2. Michael Robinson, 2. Margaret Thomas, 2. Kim Govaya, 2. Gregory Boyer, 2. Gregory, I'll come and check you. If not later, tomorrow, please go, right? Thanks very much for helping out when I was not around. Pulted Finch 2, Marlene Saunders Sobers 2, Kelly and Harlem 1. That's yes. Why people? Where is Auditor General talk coming from in the middle of the poll? Valerie Mendoza 2. Robert Allen 2. Paul Bentham. I'm not sure what is that you put there, though, Paul. Fran Romani 1. Eunice Dublin, no, that's 2. Nadia Stephen 2. Apollonus 2. Casey Sengo 2. I don't deal with you already, you know, Scorpion. Carol Guevara 2. Maurice 2. Shema Paul 2. Sankofa 2. And Nicola McNichols 2. Right? Side Sidena Kwashi. I think that is it. Sidena Kwashi. 2. Right? Those are the votes I have on the chat here, sir. And Magic votes 2.
All right. Well, lots of people are voting on the poll this morning, and it's trending in a particular direction. So let's see what we have here. We have right, starting with Joanne in Mount Hope. Joanne says 2. Pauline says 1. Terry Ann Peter says 1. Judith in Tobago. Well, Judith will know, said 2. Raymond says 2. Brenda in Pinal 2. Afria 2. Captain Ron 2. Sean says 1. And that's people on the WhatsApp, and people who are on the WhatsApp channel. The majority of you all, actually 100% of you all voted 2. So right. I think the poll is very accurate running this morning.
So so it says here on the chart, on the YouTube voting, Carlisle Cupid also came in and voted 2. There, Melchizedek also said 2. And 2 people chat. Some who's Sidena Kwashi says that's how you pronounce it. And Sidena Kwashi, Anand said good morning Lemoness, and Sidena Kwashi replied blessed morning lemon drop. So there's a little kind of situation happening on the chat here, so Charles, whilst we go to the poll results.
Yeah.
You know, I don't miss nothing, you know, earlier. Yes, 19% said yes, and 81% said no, they were not surprised. I was. Honestly, I was.
I myself, I would have voted 1. I was surprised that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I don't know why
Trump's in this one.
Yeah, I thought Kelvin Morris had enough support and enough backing, because he was. I mean, you really heard. You didn't hear much from Shamfo Kojo during the campaign. I mean, publicly. Maybe she was doing other groundwork, the type of work that some people know how to do it. You know. Because the results clearly shows that she was an overwhelming. The preliminary results, the unofficial preliminary results, shows that she was well liked, and people thought that she would be the best candidate to lead the PNM in Tobago. Clearly, you know, maybe as I say, it's a female thing these days. Women going out in droves to vote for whoever woman candidate shows up anywhere now.
Messaging, I suppose, to you know. So. Yeah, because you know, with a lot of these things, sometimes you know what is happening on the ground. The general public will probably not have a idea. You know, the people go out and meet in their groups, caucus, talk to this one, talk to that one. You know, but it was out of the glare of the media, so we really had no real idea. So, what were the main issues that they really were campaigning on? You know, yeah. It was out of that bacchanal, you know, which is how most internal elections really and truly should really happen. You know, you talk to the people on a one-on-one, try and persuade them, show them where you want to take the party, show where we are, and maybe, just maybe, whatever, you know, Miss Kojo, what is it, Lewis is her name?
Shamfa Kojo Lewis, yes.
Right. So maybe that whatever she is she's putting forward. It's more appealing to the people on the ground in Tobago that would have had the opportunity to vote. I can't understand what wrong about that paper though, but
yeah, well, they said it was a big turnout. Based on that results, I call 1,100 and something to 6 something. That's what 1,900 people. I don't know how if they consider that.
Yeah, tell yourself, easier to think that. We know all who want to vote unless we don't expect a certain amount of people. So, but maybe, as I said, maybe they were expecting, we invested in all that sort of ballot paper now when we expect a low voter turnout. And clearly they were caught napping again. They need to wake up. But that is the morning poll, right, people? So, thank you very much.
Yep. So yeah, just a little distracted there. All right. Yeah. So that's our poll. We can take some calls. We have lots of time to deal with all the issues you all want to deal with. If you only want to deal with the Auditor General report, with the UNC anniversary, well, we set aside tomorrow for that. With the situation in America, I have to tell you though. I went and Googled something because you know me. I always try to get when people call in and give such authoritative comments. I always like to check, and I checked. A caller called and said it is protocol for them to remove the vice president first before the president. Now, when I heard that, I said that doesn't sound like it makes sense to me. But anyway, I checked it and it said it's not official protocol or standard operating procedure for the U.S. Secret Service to protect the vice president before the president. The president is the top priority, but both receive maximum protection. The vice president is protected as the next in line of succession, naturally. Top priority. The president is the highest priority for protection, followed by the vice president. Both individuals have dedicated, highly trained teams and are protected simultaneously. While not prioritized, protocol dictates that the president and vice president rarely travel together, stay in the same hotel, or are in the same location for extended periods to ensure continuity of government. So it's not protocol to protect the vice president before the president. The president is always top priority. And I would think, I mean, in any society, I would think that is standard, you know? Yeah, I would think that's standard.
Not as you expect. but something interesting that you read there, and I would have expected something like that each one would have their security detail, you know, in case of something happening. Protect the president, protect the vice president, you know, move them out, you know. So I don't think it's one to move one and then to come back for the other one, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, but clearly they came and took the vice president first in that thing, which is why people, I guess, would doubt the veracity of it. People will doubt it when they look at that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I am not one of those who are doubting it, and I believe that was real. Yeah, because I for something like that, because that's the same thing they said with the last time the guy shot at the president. I think the last guy ended up dead. Yeah, you know, I don't think I want to, as an individual, just want to put myself out there unless I work in Al Qaeda and I am on some kind of suicide mission. You understand? I don't know, but for me, I don't buy into it was a stage or something. No, not with something like that.
I don't even know what it was. I really don't know, and I don't want to say I don't care, because guns are involved, and anytime guns involved, people could die. You understand? You know.
All right, let's go to the lines.
Yeah.
Let's take your calls this morning, and a number of issues outside there. What's happening in the U.S. You know, so much so that it take over what is happening in Iran these days, and whatever is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. We could talk about all of those things this morning, right? So, Trin City, good morning.
Hey, morning, Mr. Wendell Stevens.
Morning.
Sir, I will sing wherever Davis, morning.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, morning. I watched that video with that boardroom thing there, and there are serious lapse in security there, but
Explain what you mean.
A man have 3 guns, they say, and the man have a shotgun, the man have a high-powered gun and another gun, and you get to that security lap. But you're supposed to have security all by the gate or the road or something before you come in there. You understand? Then the president and the vice president with a lot of members of the Congress and thing having a function, and that man running there so easy.
He's sprinter. You see how fast you run.
Yeah, but something wrong with that. But how we reach in there? How we reach so close? That's very close, Wendell. Very close.
That is close.
But what I really called to talk about is the Severance Act. When they passed in Parliament. That Severance Act. I read in the article. Well, a lot of businesses, small businesses who end up into receivership and bankruptcy and things will end up with problems, because they had to find that money to pay the workers. Nice. You can remember a long time people used to close down the business and say bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And next thing you hear they have another business someday under the wife's name or the daughter's name.
Yeah, well, these things that they are proposing right now will change and protect the workers, because workers need to be protected.
Yeah, nothing wrong in protecting the workers, but I read in the article where they're saying a lot of businesses who owe banks money and owe loans money and who really gone under, will they get the money from to pay them things? So business people now will be hired because of regular again. They give them a casual labor.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Patrick. Thank you very much for your input this morning. Yeah, because I understand the stress and strains of some businesses, but there are some businesses who just really take advantage of people. I know a security company had a whole lot of persons that they were employing, Wendell, and who like Caribbean nationals who were probably in the country illegal now. And they reached a point where they started to short pay, then eventually they're not paying, and they're not paying on time and that sort of thing. And the workers protested, because they're not getting the money. And it was certainly that one of the things that they did is that they called the immigration and wrongs up everybody, and the people had to be deported and right. So people never get the money.
Wickedness.
You understand? Trust me, that real wickedness that take place in this thing. So if any protection that workers can get, I am all for it. Hello, good morning.
Sir Charles, good morning.
Morning, Dabity.
Hey, Wendell, morning.
Morning.
So, but we don't have bankruptcy laws in Trinidad. So people can't people can't file for bankruptcy because we don't have that law. Right.
No, we don't.
I want to congratulate Shampa Kajo. You know why? I'm not a fan of none of them. No thing, but you see, Shampa Kajo, she is a worker. When I heard an interview with Kevin Morris, even before you all interviewed him last year, he was on an interview. He wasn't interested at all. He sounded like, nah, I ain't ready yet. I need more experience. So. I saw Shampa jump in the booth. 2 days after, people say, yes, you're good. I feel confident. When you all interviewed him, I wrote on the chat, he sounded so weak, so lacking confidence. Even though he's talking, and there's a facial and body expression showed that he ain't business. He ain't ready yet. So I am not surprised. Shanta is a confident woman from since she was young, since I seen her in political party meetings and so on. She is very confident about herself. No wonder she won. And I don't know by how long, how wide the margin is, but I feel there's a long, wide margin because the people who I heard on Kelvin Morris's team, very shocking far from. Because one of the persons in that team, I remember her name, she was the leader of the party at one time. She called the only Bacchanal and Tobago, you know, in the elections. Not yet, yeah. That's why they lost. You know the name. I ain't calling nobody's name. But
no, you could call the name. You're not maligning the person in any way. You could say, you could call the name because you're not maligning the person. Tracy Davidson.
Go ahead, Dabadi. You're going well. Go ahead. You're going good. Go ahead.
I am calling him for you. You're talking about Tracy Davidson.
You're going good. You're going good. You're going good. Don't let when they drag into that.
I'm coming straight against Big Tracy.
Hey,
you're not maligning her name. You're not doing that.
So you work here. I'm happy for you, and you're young. You have youth on your side, so you have a lot of time. Because look at the ages of these politicians we have now.
Kelvin is a young fella.
2010.
Anyway, Kelvin is a young fella.
Huh?
Kelvin is a young fellow.
No, I know he's a young fellow. But let me tell you, Kevin Morris, you're good. You want to be in the politics. You have to do some more research. You have to be confident about yourself. Do some public speaking and things like that. Get involved because you were not looking good in an interview. I tell you honestly.
No problem.
Anyway, my next point is this. Over the weekend, I didn't really watch UNC, whatever they had. But I just heard excerpts from it. And the headline in yesterday's newspaper, in both newspapers, Guardian, that better days are coming, Express, horse train. Haven't we heard those same words before? Do you remember when Dr. Rowley said horse train in 2025? When you were talking about the Doran Manatee thing that coming off in 2027 with the dragon, but not the dragon gas thing, and it will mature in 2027. He said, only horse train. And this lady who's the prime minister now said, we are going to go through that. We're going to tell them horse train. Dr. Rowley was saying, well, things well hard, but things will be better. Better days are coming. And those exact things, the same prime minister now, when she was in opposition, condemned. She repeating those same words. And a lot of the things that I read in the newspapers yesterday, a lot of the things she said were lies. Because she said she created 15,000 more jobs. Did she create 15,000 jobs? She fired 3 times that number or more. She fired them in less than a year. And where were the jobs? Where were those 15,000 jobs created? I still looking for them because the last time they were in government, the Minister of Education at that time, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, said that they built 100 schools. And I don't know where the schools are. They probably Lego sets where you had to dismantle after. I haven't seen a school far less for 100. So, you see, and that's why I would listen. The set of lies that they tell, lies and more lies, I can't deal with that. And then the last thing, the political analyst like Hamid Ghani, Indira Rampersad, what's her name? This other lady, I can't remember, and the other man, Basdio. All of them are on boards. How could they be independent analysts? I find it, why are you putting the word independent next to them? The only person I listen to when you all interview as an analyst is Mariano Brown, because he comes over balanced. And I don't want to hear nobody who's supporting a political party and come and tell me all independent at all. All
right, okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Dabadi. There are some people who might very well be able to do that. Look, right now we have David Mohammed, and he is on the board with Nalis, and I think he's a very independent individual. I think he maintains his independence. You know, I don't think I consider him to be a compromised individual in any way. So there are some people who are able to do it, man. Lincoln, good morning.
Who are allowed to do it, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
So Charles, you're so disingenuous.
Yes.
I now understand why.
But what?
Why? I just got an answer to a question that I think I posed on this program a while ago. I had asked the question, where is the political analyst for the last year? Why have we been hearing from all these political analysts that was very vocal during the PNM regime? And this lady just explained it to me, all of them on state boards. I guess that's why you're not hearing from them. There was one that jumped out last week. I don't remember his name. And I said, but which rest of them now? They used to be hearing from every week on the TV, stating all the different problems that was under the PNM regime. I now understand why you're not hearing from them. Why I haven't been hearing from them.
And that makes me disingenuous.
Yeah, you hear why you're disingenuous? Because there's a race issue. Wendell would know what I'm talking about. Why you would hear from Wendell? Why you would hear from the guy you just called? What's his name?
Dr. Ghanaian.
No, not. You hear the difference with. You hear the two names you call. One, Mariano Brown, and two, what's the other guy?
David Mohammed.
David Mohammed. And all the rest of them who you're not hearing about. What's the difference between them? Anyway, I digress. Wendell, you understand what I say, right?
Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you're disingenuous.
And I don't understand exactly what
I don't know why you're calling the child disingenuous, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But
okay then, fine. Anyway, I digress. My real point that I called for was we're not going to discuss the Auditor General report.
No,
we're not going to discuss the whole Auditor General. That we condemn, is the same Auditor General that said that we missing $300 billion in the PNM regime?
Mm-hmm. Same person,
right?
Yes.
So the same Auditor General come in now and say billions of dollars unaccounted for, no accountability. And the same people that was raying around for $300 billion that they can't charge nobody for yet after a year in office, saying is making a public statement that records are not handed in, we can't account for things, and this and you all need to really play that Auditor General report again, the newscast. That needs to be played separately, not in news, but that needs to be a focus on that, because what the Auditor General is saying is that this government is lying about the state of the economy today.
What the Auditor General is saying, Lincoln and for listeners, is not unusual for any Auditor General in Trinidad and Tobago, All Auditor Generals have been, this one is probably more vocal. And of course, she ran afoul of the last Minister of Finance. And as a matter of fact, I think it ended up in court, right? But she's just a little more outspoken. But Auditor General reports generally mirror this one, in the past,
You're right. And to be fair, that you're absolutely right, because all the reports, most of the reports that I've heard, reports hasn't been turned in and statements hasn't been turned in and all the different. This is not a new thing, right? But there's another element that what she said, that monies that they're saying that they earn is not really something like that. I got from the report, and we need to analyze it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is it. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Yeah. Thanks, Lincoln. I of course, the Auditor General previous to this one, I know her well. I've always asked her if she will do an interview, but she doesn't want to. You know what I mean? To get a sense of what an Auditor General looks for. We get these reports all the time about the Auditor General and about this not this person sending in their accounts, this missing, this flag. We get that all the time from all Auditor Generals, but we really don't know what it is about. Nobody ever goes into it, in a kind of way, But it always upsets whoever is sitting as the Minister of Finance at the point in time. And we know how the last Minister of Finance who used to get upset at every little thing, right? So that is how that one had reached that far.
But the thing about when I read the report, from the newspaper. Like, I didn't actually go into the report, and it suggests to me that the way how they operate in governance, as far as reporting, that has not changed at all.
No,
regardless of who is in power, the way how the different government agencies are running, they continue to run in that same unaccounted way. So the Auditor General will definitely raise the flags across the board, but whoever it is in charge, who should really be putting systems in place to hold all those different ministries and government agencies accountable, those persons are not doing a good job at all. And so the government as it is, recognizing that the last administration, the Auditor General, raised some of those flags, you would have thought that, okay, at least some of those things, those accounting measures would have been corrected, but it has not. And I ain't got at all. Yeah. I don't know where that system, the way how we doing things in this country, and that is why we can't seem to change and get away from certain things, because we're still doing things the same way. And people know that, and that's why some people tell you, you only here for 5 years, we here 30 years, So
and it's not always about money missing, Sometimes it's just badly recorded.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. That's the thing. So I don't know. But I would have hoped, really and truly, that, because at the end of the day, if there's money being bad spent, and I believe there's plenty of money that's being bad spent here.
Oh, yes.
And frittered away by individuals, how they get contracts and how these things are happening. If we could plug all this, we could save ourselves a lot, and we could help move the country forward. We can't have a budget where 50% of the budget being stolen. Morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Wendell. I see Wendell looking refined, refreshed. I say, Japan, do you well?
Anything away from Trinidad is do me well. Anything.
Damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right. Well said. And to Richard, I know you and speed, like, it was like you had a bumper weekend there, like you do more speed than speed itself. Tired the bun porting. But anyway, you recover. You go see him tomorrow.
Tomorrow. You'll be good tomorrow.
Yeah. I see the PM say how better days are coming. Coming for who? Is it coming for the CPEP voters? Is it coming for all the people who got fired under her watch? I feel it's more for the rich and famous. Better days can be for the poor man. Because look, the thing with Tobago, or you raise the fee to $1,000. Is it $1,000 for those who really want to? It come like your passport. If you want your passport run fast, you just have to pay extra money. Is it going like that? And whoever want to go on regular time base on time, is it normal $400? We still didn't clarify with that. This subsidy that they remove, where that subsidy money going to now? It was there for years. So when you cut off that subsidy money, where that money going? That's the next question, and how much money it is too.
Yeah.
Imagine Mr. Stuart Young reach Venezuela, our PM can reach there yet. I sure if Mr. Rowley went across there, they welcome him with open arms. And last but not least, all these projects that they're cancelling out. They canceled this project, they canceled that project, how much are millions of dollars. I sure they already put that money there already, they signed for it. I sure the money was there already for those projects. It might not have the full amount, but they had a start-off fee. And where that money is now, and there's the question I keep asking myself, I keep asking this question, they're cutting off this, they're cutting off that. This money was already allocated already. Where is this money going to? And nobody can seem to say anything about it. I just hope so nobody ain't putting it under the table and putting it in a bucket and tote it. But anyway, that's the view of me, not the view of NETT. NETT Radio is not a review of them, it's a review of me. So I just want to make a disclaimer with that before, first thing you go about Switchers and Wendell. None of that.
Nobody coming for me, no?
Yeah. No problem.
They're gonna meet me in some place.
And as I tell you, the weekend was epic. Switchers, to you, RJ, to Mr. Doc International.
The entire
It was
team.
epic. To Mr. Flavor, weekend was epic. Was nice. You'll have a blessed one. Sunday, best Sunday ever. Bless.
Yeah, thanks very much, Suzanne.
Well, all that is kiss. Is all I must kiss you or something, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
that noise I was making was kiss you and the
Kiss. Yeah.
Okay.
But and allocation, I mean that you have money, eh?
No. Allocation has little to do with release. It's
Yeah.
only when funds are released. Funds are always allocated.
Yeah.
That's how it's done. It's when it's released and it's in the account of whatever ministry. Then you can spend. And still the protocol for spending, the ministry can't print a check, even if they have the money. I found that out. Even if they have the money, they can't print a check unless the Ministry of Finance give them the okay to print the check. You know that?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Paula, good morning.
Hi, good morning to Charles Wendell.
Morning.
I must agree with Ms. Zabadi. She was spot on. In terms of these political analysts, Mukesh Basdeo, Ahmed Ghani, Indira Ramprasad, et al. The reason why I'm saying this is that I listened to Indira Ramprasad's take on the situation with John Bean. Right? This woman has no criminal charges against her. She was removed from the committee. Right? Indira Ramprasad saying that she should be removed from the Senate too, as well as Faris Alwari. He has no charge against him. But none of these political analysts would say this guy who tried to defraud the government, who is on bail right now, they are not asking for him to be removed until his name is clear. They are not asking for Julian John to be removed. They are not asking for Rudal Munira to be removed. Why is it this one-sided affair always has to prevail? Why can't they come out and say, yes, well, listen, I want John Bates to be removed. I also want David to be removed, as well as Munira Julian until their matters are clear. Why can't they do that if they are independent political analysts? That's my view.
Because a politics scholar, I mean, you and I know that. You and I know they're not going to remove them. They're not going to call for them to be removed. These people went back up for elections too, and they were on charges then. They went back up for elections. They won, and that is it. You see, I think people have to understand. Politicians do what they need to do to either get in power or to stay in power. They will do it. And once they get that power, then however they treat with it, you have to deal with it. We have to deal with it after. You understand? That's the reality of politics anywhere in the world, you know. They do and say whatever they need to do to get or to remain in power. That's the nature of the beast. You understand? So they will make all kind of noise about all kind of people when it suits them.
But the thing about it with analysts and even people in the media or whoever it is, as you know, sometimes as David even said, okay, so the Prime Minister, when she was in opposition, she made a whole lot of noise about certain things. Yeah, nothing is wrong with that in the politics.
Getting in power. And it worked.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay, so now that she's in power, you expect her to make noise? What about all the people who was in power and out of power now? Why they not making noise? Why you not hearing their voices?
Some of them do, but again, some of them, you know, I feel about certain people when they talk. I don't know.
Because I'm saying it because have some of them who really and truly can't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because people just don't want to hear them. You understand? But what I'm saying is that the noise that people talking about. Okay, so if you have political analysts right now making a particular determination, is this all the political analysts that we have in Trinidad and Tobago? Look how many people, when Nikolai Edwards, where Afro Raymond and all those other persons who are analysts also. It's only 2 and 3 analysts we have in Trinidad and Tobago.
But they're not analysts. Some of them are commentators. I wouldn't even consider Mariano Brown an analyst, a political analyst. Mariano Brown is an economist who gives his opinion. He's a commentator.
Right.
Because Mariano Brown was known as a PNM government minister. You know what I mean? So he will never, anybody who wants to describe Mariano as independent may not be accurate, simply because he was a known PNM. He didn't always toe the line. But Mariano, like me in a kind of way, maybe I'm elevating myself a little too high. Mariano does call a spade a spade. You understand? That is the reality. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I think I do that also too. Much to the chagrin.
But I'm just making it in the context that so we know the politics.
These commentators, sorry to cut you, Sir Charles, them was never independent, and I don't know who used to fool back in the day. They were never independent. They clearly had an agenda, and it worked out for them. Look at that.
You know, so now it's other people to make noise. Make noise. Use social media. Find yourself in the press. Make a noise. You understand? If all you're not making enough noise, all you want to vex people who could make more noise than all you. Hello, good morning.
And that's what I always praise the UNC for. The UNC and the propaganda and spreading information, they are very good at it.
Very good at it.
Very good at it.
Look and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mr. Billy, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning to the breakfast show. Good morning. I'm staying away from the local thing. I'm going international, if you will allow me.
Go ahead.
I was watching that news on Friday night, I think it was Friday, when they had the attempted assassination of the President of America. And as a former Army person who was involved with national security, I was surprised to see that particular gunman get so close. Because you know when you're dealing with national security and you have a very serious event like that correspondence dinner thing that was taking place here, I don't understand how he getting that close with at least not one gun. I think he had about 2 firearms on him, and then he had some knives and all these things. And when you're having a big event, they have different levels. Anybody involved with serious national security will know that. You will have different levels and different checks to be going on. So I do understand. It really baffles me to know how that individual, that 51-year-old from California, could have gotten that close to even harm and people in that vicinity. It shocked me. It really shocked me. But so that is all I want to say this morning.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Mr. Billy. That is the question on everybody's lips as well. How he got so close, you know?
How he didn't get shot and killed. That's what I find amazing. That he could have let off wrongs in a area like that, running through an area like that with everybody had a gun, Sir Charles. Everybody had a gun, that area he ran through. And he and there, I find that amazing.
Huh. Hello, good morning, caller. You'll be a final caller.
A man with a cutlass in Trinidad get killed. Somebody with a hand out of a car window get killed. He lucky you take Trinidad police.
Anyhow, caller, go ahead.
Good morning, Wendell.
Morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, caller.
I've been listening for the longest while. A few years. I find what they go back to the Auditor General report, and that is very disturbing. Normally, we raise our hullabaloo when we can't verify the expenditure. But she is saying there's $36 billion on unverified revenue. That means they can't say where the money come from, right? It's not what about money laundering? We don't. That is disturbing. They can't verify where the income, where the money come from.
No, where it's spent.
You find that is disturbing?
Yeah.
No. Unverified income she talking about. That is what I say. Unverified income. They don't know where the money come from.
Okay.
We don't even have drug money. They take people they don't know where the money come from. It's unverified income. That is very disturbing.
Okay. You're now forced me to read this whole thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, you can probably catch up while we go for the news and come back.
Yeah,
it's now 8 o'clock. We're going for our news, and for all the people who have been calling us, you can continue to call us. We will be back shortly.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now from Monday, the 27th of April on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you so much for joining. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has warned that those who want war will get total political war, while promising more jobs, housing, and stronger national security measures. Speaking at a UNC report meeting, she defended her government's record nearly 1 year in office, saying over 15,000 jobs have already been created across several ministries, with more expected through housing and development projects. On crime, she stood by the use of states of emergency, saying they are necessary to protect citizens, and pointed to a drop in serious crime. She also announced plans for more police vehicles and 30 mobile police posts. Persad-Bissessar said her government is focused on long-term employment rather than temporary work programs, while also advancing housing projects expected to deliver thousands of new homes. She also addressed party supporters, acknowledging those who remained loyal during the UNC's years in opposition, while cautioning that past treatment of supporters would not be forgotten. Despite the strong political rhetoric, she maintained that her administration's priority is improving quality of life and delivering on promises to the people. Auditor General Jaiwanti Ramdas has issued a qualified opinion on Trinidad and Tobago's 2025 public accounts, raising concerns over billions of dollars in unverified revenue and unsupported spending. Her report found that $36.56 billion in tax revenue could not be confirmed due to discrepancies across Treasury and Inland Revenue records. Additionally, $1.59 billion in government expenditure lacked supporting documents, making it impossible to verify whether the funds were properly used. The report also noted the country's public debt rose to $117.46 billion, now standing at 191% of total revenue, while the exchequer account remained heavily overdrawn. Ramdas further flagged the misuse of $78 million in housing funds, which were spent on maintenance instead of infrastructure, and highlighted weaknesses in financial controls across several government agencies. Labor Minister Leroy Baptiste has introduced legislation to strengthen protections for retrenched workers and increase severance benefits. The Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Amendment Bill proposes higher payouts, including up to 6 weeks' pay per year for long-serving employees. It also sets a 90-day limit on temporary layoffs, after which workers must be deemed redundant and paid severance unless an extension is agreed. Employers will be required to consult with unions before issuing redundancy notices and give at least 45 days' notice or pay in lieu. The bill also provides paid time off for workers to seek new jobs and requires employers to give preference to retrenched workers if similar positions reopen. Baptiste says the reforms aim to modernize labor laws and better protect workers facing job loss. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal has accused opposition MP Stuart Young of attempting to undermine the country's energy interests following his recent meeting with Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez. Munilal questioned Young's visit to Venezuela and called on him to explain whether it was official, warning against interfering in ongoing negotiations involving Trinidad and Tobago and multinational energy companies. But Young dismissed the claims, insisting he would never act against the country's interests and describing himself as a respected professional. The exchange comes as government prepares for talks with Venezuela on cross-border oil and gas, amid uncertainty over diplomatic relations following Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar being declared persona non grata last year. The issue has further heightened tensions between government and opposition over the handling of the energy sector. In Trinidad and Tobago's history, the Black Power Revolution of 1970 remains a defining moment of political and social awakening. The movement, which unfolded between February and April 1970, began as student protests at the University of the West Indies and grew into a nationwide call for economic, social, and racial justice. It led to mass demonstrations, labor unrest, and a state of emergency declared by then Prime Minister Eric Williams. Activist Kafra Kambon said the uprising challenged deep-rooted inequalities left behind after independence, including racial disparities in wealth and opportunity. He described the movement as both economic and psychological, helping people of African descent reclaim identity and self-worth. More than 50 years later, Kambon says while progress has been made, elements of those inequalities remain, making the revolution's message still relevant today. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is facing heightened scrutiny after a shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington. Speaking after the incident, Trump said the alleged gunman had hatred in his heart and suggested a possible religious motive, though police say the motive remains unclear. He also praised the Secret Service, noting the suspect was stopped before reaching the main ballroom. Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin described Trump's tone following the incident as a welcome change, calling for bipartisan unity in condemning political violence. Meanwhile, questions are being raised about security at the event, with reports that identification checks were limited and screening measures may not have been stringent. Despite the breach, officials say the security plan ultimately worked, as the suspect was apprehended before reaching top officials, including the president. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Port of Spain, Scandal in Citrus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Citrus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from me!
Scandal in Citrus, do not miss it.
Scandal in Citrus.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vista Bella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box. Drinking out of the box.
Okay, people, it's now 11 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and you are listening to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and we are also live on Gael Caribbean TV. We are happy to have you. And of course, remember, people, don't forget, you can join our WhatsApp channel. To join our WhatsApp channel, just send a message to any one of our numbers. You know the numbers, 2811315 or 2995156. The only thing you're putting in the chat is send link. Send link, that is all. And we will send you the link. It's a kind of one-step something, and you can join our channel. Of course, you can also support the channel by texting to those numbers also. Text the word donate, and you can support us and make sure you keep our channel up and running, right, with your financial contributions to keep us up and running. And of course, you can also advertise with us here on NETT Radio. Just give us a call and we will link you up and have you right here on the Breakfast Show, where thousands will see your messages every day. Right? Thousands every day, thousands, that's a few thousands weekly, and tens of thousands monthly. Think of it that way. All right? So this is a good place to be. So we are back on the inside, Wendell.
Yeah, I saw Ms. Rodriguez, Delcy Rodriguez, president of Venezuela, also visited Barbados recently. You know, it'll be interesting to find out what is Ms. Rodriguez's end game in terms of engaging these countries. She engaged, she went to Grenada, and now she's gone to Barbados. You know, and of course, when she was asked about Trinidad and Tobago, she kind of skillfully danced around it, you know. But it'll be interesting to find out how she views Trinidad and Tobago now that she is is president of Venezuela, how she views Trinidad and Tobago and any future relationships with Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, Stuart Young caused a stir recently by posting a picture meeting her. You know, I guess he went to Venezuela to meet her. Don't know what it's about. I don't know that he has to explain that because he's not a government official. You know what I mean? He's a private individual, went to Venezuela, a member of the opposition. I don't know if he has to explain that. We don't know. I guess it's entirely up to him. The fact that he posted the picture, he may just post it to say, hey, look, I went to meet Delcy, and guess what? I'm persona grata. I think that's what he put, hashtag persona grata instead of persona non grata. Mischievous politicians, eh?
Yeah, well, the thing about it is there are so many questions coming out of all of those things because we have not had any information as to what Ms. Rodriguez has gone to those countries for, if she just visited, and what is coming out there, because we didn't get anything coming out of Grenada saying that they signed on to anything, they agreed on anything. So we really don't know what really went on. And it's the same thing in Barbados, you know, so hopefully...
But if people are honest, Sir Charles, our Prime Minister has hitched her wagon onto the US President, supporting anything he does, right? Good. So the US will give Trinidad support, Trinidad will give the US support, right? It happens with countries, right? As Richard continuously says here, they have interests, right? Why are we expecting anything different from Delcy Rodriguez? If she feels that Grenada supported her during her time, Grenada supported Venezuela, or that Barbados is a supporter, why wouldn't she visit it? She will not visit Trinidad and Tobago based on the fact that Trinidad and Tobago openly called her government a narco government and supported the US invasion of their own president. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
human.
But you think that she would visit the US?
No, well, I don't know. It's hard to say.
But
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because remember, at the end of the day, what Delcy Rodriguez would be seeking the interests of Venezuela first. I would imagine that.
And that is it. She's probably seeking, definitely seeking Venezuela's interest. But we have not. What I'm saying is that we have not heard from the visits that she has made what is coming out of it. So we don't know if, if it's just a visiting, if I am official business, we're going to sign on to anything. We have not heard anything, and
well,
I know
Trinidad was the perfect place because of our proximity, right? Trinidad and Venezuela, that was the perfect relationship of which the previous government was pursuing because of the closeness of the two countries, right? And the fact that we share cross-border fields, right? But I don't know, maybe Grenada and Barbados have stuff to offer Venezuela.
And that is what we don't know. What it is that they may have, if they have what they want, and what Trinidad would want. I'm sure it's going to have a time that at some point in time we are going to meet them and they are going to meet us at some point in time.
Venezuela has a trump card as it is now. You understand?
Yeah.
Especially if Delcy Rodriguez is open to negotiating with countries, right? As opposed to how maybe Maduro was, right? Because of how America had him in a stronghold, right?
But major deals are being talked about in Venezuela with major oil companies, and Trinidad and Tobago may very well have a stake within all of that as to how we may have to play a role at some point in time.
Well, I hope we do. I hope at the end of the day, it might mean because Dr. Munilal has also been on record as saying certain unkind things about Venezuela. It might mean getting somebody in that position who can better communicate with Venezuela. You understand? It may mean for the foreign minister who has had his say to on Venezuela and with what happened the last time in CARICOM, it may mean putting people there who Venezuela will accept. Because as I said, I suspect, and this is my opinion, that Venezuela now holds the trump card. You understand?
Yeah. But so let me throw something else in the mix here right now. First, I really like Bacchanal. Talking about the Stuart Young situation, right? Now, the PNM has put out a statement, sort of, because People's National Movement, PNM Chairman Marvin Gonzalez says the party was only informed by former Prime Minister Stuart Young that he would be out of the country as questions continue over Young's meetup with Venezuelans acting president, right? However, Gonzalez, who is also opposition chief whip, yesterday declined to comment on the details of Young's trip. I don't want to comment on that further, Gonzalez said. So as far as they had been informed, is that here going on, that Mr. Young is out of the country. They didn't know where he was, and now they see picture turning up in Venezuela. So, so all that now is raising further questions as to has Mr. Young gone on any official business of his own and just happened to run into Ms. Rodriguez, or is it that he is also, how do I put this, boy? Is he trying to do the work also of the political leader of the PNM right now?
Well, he can't. He didn't go on PNM business. He went on his own personal business.
And that depends on what comes out of all of this. You understand?
Well, if he went on his own personal business, because Stuart Young is a businessman too at the end of the day, he's an attorney. You understand? I don't know that there's anybody business why Stuart Young travel. You understand? It's nobody business. If I leave as a member of council, I leave in the country, I inform the CEO and the council that I am out of the country. I don't have to tell them where I going or who I going with or what I going to do. So Stuart Young doesn't owe anybody an explanation as to why he went to Venezuela and why he met with Delcy Rodriguez. He doesn't know anybody that explanation. If he was a government minister, yeah. You know what I mean? But he doesn't. He doesn't.
As I said, right now, nobody knows. So we have to give the gentleman the benefit of the doubt as to why he could be there. So as I said, he could be in his own private capacity, and we know he has had dealings with the Venezuelan president over time, so they might just be good friends.
Exactly. When she was vice president, he would have visited.
I come to look for you, I take a picture, and that might be it. So it might very well be nothing, but everybody is making something out of it.
What's going on? How you going now? ¿Cómo está?
You might say, see, I'm very, I just come here just she say, hey, we come across, let me take to drink now, man.
Yeah. What do you want? Girls, boys, what do you want? Tequila.
Unless Mr. Young really say, and I think that is what everybody is waiting to see. On both sides of the fence. I think that is when it would get political. If it would get political, if he comes back and he says, well, I want to try and smooth the way to get the gas.
Yeah, what do you want? You want to do business now, or you want to wait till they come back? What do you want to do? Talk to me.
It all depends on
whether you heard that.
and what he
I thought I was talking soft enough.
So all depends on what Mr. Young says. Mr. Young has not really said anything as yet, right? So everybody's speculating. I was speculating. Anyhow, we're waiting lines to take your calls.
Yeah, that's him.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning,
morning, Princess.
You know, all the speculation is basically, from my perspective at least, unnecessary. Mr. Young clearly went there to first, I'll use the word annoy the government. In addition to that, he's appearing to be a more viable person. I think he might be considering contesting the PNM leadership whenever it comes up, which is likely to do before the next general election.
Yeah. So you see, my question is not so invalid after all.
You know, I don't think he will.
No.
Anyway, that's just me.
Mm-hmm. But it's deliberate, but his actions would speak for itself. Now, actually, he has already succeeded to a certain extent because he had Mr. Munilal calling him an obstructionist. And if you look at the history of Mr. Munilal and the present Prime Minister and the behavior when Dr. Rowley and Mr. Young used to be traveling to see same Delcy Rodriguez, they used to be calling for sanctions against them and all sorts of things. So in a way, he's kind of exposing the hypocrisy. Similarly, you would speculate why she went to Barbados. This is the Venezuelan president, or she went to Grenada. She and all is giving a signal to the Trinidad and Tobago government about the lack of support when they thought they needed it in terms of the U.S. actions against Mr. Maduro. So she's signaling that she is more likely to be favorable to them than to her closest neighbors. You know,
that's how I see it too.
We might want to speculate, but that's the reality now. The thing is this, and I was listening to Mariano Brown, even before all these things happened, he was saying that he is aware of the consultant. He didn't say they are friends, but he said the consultant who advises Delcy Rodriguez, who's the go-to person for hydrocarbon negotiations in Venezuela. Even when Mr. Maduro was there, the advice that consultant gave her was that in future, when they renegotiating any arrangement with Trinidad and Tobago, they need to be more forceful, and that the agreement that Mr. Young and Dr. Rowley had with Venezuela was too favorable to Trinidad and Tobago in terms of the percentage of the profit that was going to Trinidad and Tobago.
That is correct.
So that, and clearly now that they're not under duress by the United States, because you hear President Trump talking about his friends in Venezuela, they're under less pressure to give Trinidad and Tobago a favorable arrangement, you know. And in the same discussion, they were talking about the fact that there are already pipelines to take the gas to Venezuela that were laid before the sanctions came on. so that the consideration might be to put down a plan. But from people who know, the cost of the plan now is substantial. And since Trinidad and Tobago and Shell, in terms of the Atlantic Energy shareholders, are good friends, Shell will favor Trinidad and Tobago in terms of where the oil is processed, rather than look to establish another plant in Venezuela. So we have some serious negotiations ahead, and all that posted by Delcy Rodriguez is part of the negotiation. So we have to pull back and kind of look at the arrangements going forward, because the Venezuelan government is not Delcy Rodriguez. They have a Congress that annul the arrangement, the negotiations before, all the contracts before, and they will have a say in how we're going forward. And remember, the supporters are still the people who supported Maduro, and they still want to get him back, right? Even if they're just saying that, but they won't just capitulate. So that's why we have to stand in line and wait our turn. That's what's going on. And just quickly, Wendell, what you said there about the Auditor General reports, that they don't necessarily suggest corruption is true, because you would be aware that each particular government agency has their own internal auditor, and that process is always ongoing. So it in many instances is a matter of reconciling the figures rather than somebody thieving money. And I think that was where the present Auditor General sort of crossed the line by suggesting that it's corruption, rather than saying that the figures were not consolidated. And then after that, you could look at whether there's corruption or not.
Yeah. Thanks, caller. And you're so on point with that Venezuela situation. I mean, as Venezuela now holds the trump card, that's how I see it too. the arrangement before was more favorable.
They always had the trump card.
No, Trinidad and Tobago was benefiting more from it.
We had benefited a little more. We would have benefited a little more, but it always depended on them. You understand?
It always depended on them. It always depended on them.
Yeah, but it always has depended on them. But and I'm happy that principal don't talk that, because we have certain interests, and at the end of the day, it will come down to that. It ain't gonna be me and like you, or you and like me. It will be the interests of the people of the countries at hand there. Kola, good morning.
The pun was not intended.
You asked a question a while back. If Mrs. Rodriguez will go to the United States of America, and Chalo?
Yeah.
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. If this someone has to come to the Americas, she will go. Because she and Trump and them is partners now. You know that, right?
Yeah.
She and Trump is
and that's why I was asking the question, Ricardo, because the Trump administration have done and said more than what Trinidad and Tobago have said and done. So, and if she will go that direction, which I believe if they call her there, she will go there.
Yeah, she will go.
I don't see why she wouldn't end up in Trinidad at some point in time.
Trump says he was watching her very closely because she had to do what America wants. That's what he said. No, this Auditor General report. Auditors just check books and check records and check all them different things for the government. Sometimes records not up to date and accounting not up to date.
In Trinidad and Tobago, most of the times.
Well, you'll be surprised to know how much times auditors come on certain jobs and the books and the records not up to date. So you'll have about $20 million, but where the money gone? Because the records and the books wasn't up to date.
Yeah, and that's the same thing happening here all over again. And that's why I was saying, regardless of whoever it is in government, because she spoke that under the last administration, and now she is under a new administration, and nobody is making an attempt to fix that.
But listen to this one fact. It's at that time we were on our project, right? So they bring gravel and cement and things there, right? So the auditor come and check the books. or they come and they ask them with the gravel and with the cement. What the man say? It was long the river.
That is the inconsistency that she's talking about. City, thanks much. Yeah, thank you very much. That is the inconsistency that we're talking about. And this is where I am hoping at some point we get past that. We really should have better accounting measures in these places, because when people do things and money miss and who's supposed to be held accountable, time you find the real problem is 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Who are we going to lock up for that, Wendell? Hello, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Wendell and Sir Charles and everyone. Listen, two things. And Wendell, thank you for clarifying that with the protocol between the president and the vice president, because I clearly remember when we did index trading, and all the airlines, they give you index trading to the crews in case your airplane is commanded, like the commander had to use it for president. A index always secure the president first and put him in, always. It's and thank you for clearing that up, and because that's the training they give to all the airlines in the United States. Whether it's a president or prime minister, you always secure them first.
Secure the head first.
Yes. Now, Sir Charles,
yes.
I used to be thinking like you, because when I was living in Trinidad, but after leaving Trinidad in 1980 to come here, I came about Donald Trump and the scene in New York, because New York is where I first lived. And I refuse to be gullible and be moved by Donald Trump and their antics with this guy trying to make an attempt to kill him. I'm like majority of Americans. I don't believe it because it happened before when his polls ratings were very, very low just before election. And some guy took a shot or whatever it was. So his ratings are very low because of the Epstein files, because of the criminal acts they're doing against Iran with Israel. And he's trying every attempt to make himself get back up in polls and ratings. Donald Trump knows what he's done. If they're showing you now in different parts, especially on social media, even when this thing happened and they start moving them, just look at the crowd and the dinner table. Everybody was drinking and stuff, having fun still. Nobody was too alarmed.
Well, a woman was busy picking up bottles of wine too.
Correct. So the thing is, something is not right, and I'm not going to be gullible or be moved by Donald Trump and their antics. I can understand Sir Charles because obviously you don't live here and you don't have much experience with Donald Trump. Donald Trump he's a notorious character. So I don't trust him, and I don't believe that. Like most Americans, and the truth will come out. Whatever takes place in the dark will come to light. All right, gentlemen, have a good day. Happy Monday.
Yeah, all right, take care, Captain. On because there's a video of a woman taking up bottles of wine from a table. I don't know if you all saw that.
No, I didn't really see. I didn't really see it.
Yeah, there's a video of a woman taking bottles of wine off of a table
while the whole thing was happening. Oh gosh, so it had a Trini in the crowd. Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning, good morning again.
Morning.
I hung up because I know I was on the verge of the news and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this Auditor General thing very disturbing. The Auditor General is not an ordinary auditor, That is the Auditor General. They wouldn't come and make statement if they didn't have no internal audits and all kind of thing. And she wouldn't come and make that statement. And what she's saying is that there's unverified income, Wendell, you could go to the bank, if an ordinary citizen go to the bank with $10,000 and is asked for a source of funds where they get the money from, you can explain where you get the money from. I know a businessman come and he wanted to deposit $100,000. He had to follow something called a source of funds where you get the money from.
Yes, that's correct.
And that now, if you fill it out and give an explanation and they accept the money, we have something called the Financial Intelligence Unit. We're going to flag that for suspicious transactions and so on. The government is saying now they can't verify where the money come from, where the income come from. That is what she's saying. And then the public debt now rise to 191% of everything. I mean, so somebody lend the government money, they give the government money, where they get it from?
Yeah.
We talk about expending, we talk about spending money and the people, where they get the money from?
Well, there's a story in today's papers about a $500 million loan. PM concerned over red flagged US $500 million loan. She has mandated Jolene John, the minister. She is tasked with obtaining the details on that loan.
Yeah, we don't know if it's corrupted money because we had plenty of speculation of corruption and things last regime. If they take out the money and lend the government with interest or drop people to lend the money, we don't. Where is it? That's a serious issue.
Yeah,
they can't say where the money come from. That is a disturbing thing.
Yeah.
That's very disturbing. Yeah.
Thanks.
We're gonna try to get the financial expert we speak with all the time is Mariano Brown. So we're gonna try to speak with him again. Maybe he might have an opinion on it.
Mr. Martin.
Good morning, Wendell and Richard. Sir Charles. Wendell, you're lucky you come back to Trinidad. I'm seeing on the news this morning, on the foreign news, Japan have a 6.2 earthquake.
Another one?
Well, yeah, because remember they had a 7.7. You were there with 7.7.
Yeah, he was there last time when had last week.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there with that earthquake, but I mean, it wasn't where I was.
Right, boy. I seen 6.2. I said, what the hell going on in Japan, boy? Anyway, I am glad that Shamfo Kojo won that election in Tobago because I find Kelvin Morris is so laid back, and everybody had their style in it, but somehow I find he too laid back. So let me see what Shamfo Kojo will do now when she's leading the PNM in Tobago, right? Because she more vibrant. I listening to this thing with this Auditor General report and this difference, and it's unaccountable then, this $3.5.6 billion. And I'm saying, well, when she had read that in her last report, they jump out, with the PNM days, they thief the money and all this foolishness. I mean, and you want to bet they will keep quiet. They will keep quiet. I tell you, I still look at how it does turn around, because these things, when ministries get funded and they don't spend all, before the budget is ready, they have to hand it back in. I remember, Lord, you used to be going crazy in my ministry, running, buying this, buying that. As I say ministry, I heard as Wendell said, somebody told somebody they only there for the last 5 years. When I was working in the Ministry of Agriculture, a certain minister thought he could have given me thunder until he could have thing, and I let him know. I said, listen, as I didn't come through the back door here, as I came through the normal channels with my qualification. I say, you here for 5 years. I say, I here until I retire, unless I do anything that will bring me into disrepute, right? My father always used to say, I remember when I joined the tourist board, and this guy come asking me to join PSA, and I went to him with the form. My father said to me, he said, let me tell you something. He called out 3 things you could lose your work for. He said stealing is one, insubordination and something else. He said if you intend to do any of them 3, go and join the union. He said, I suggest to you, open a bank account and put your money there. And thank God I listened to my father. I opened an account at National Commercial Bank. and I got interest. Now, what them union leader, they jumping in the politics, they going on political platform. Me, thank God my money never went in PSC. You all have a blessed day.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank God that all the benefits that you got through the union fight for, that the bank would not give you. People that's running these unions and them, but unions are a very important thing,
I don't believe I was never a fan of unions, and I was never a fan of credit unions. I've never joined a credit union.
Yeah. But people doesn't ever see the importance of them until they find themselves in problems. You understand? But all the things all the benefits that people enjoy, is unions fight for that. You understand? All the cost of living on holidays and maternity leave and all those, is unions fight for that. The bank can give you that, You understand?
That's what I say. I don't. No, man. It's not that I don't want them in, but it's just that I don't. Sometimes they are disruptive. Let's face it. Over the years, sometimes they are disruptive, And this government, they in bed with this government in a big way. Just like remember they had joined up with Dr. Rowley when he was seeking power to it. All of them are the thing, and then everything went south after that. We'll see how long this one lasts, But they actually have MPs now who are former union leaders. They have Clyde Elder in Labre, and Ernest Kazar in Point 14. They have Leroy Baptiste there, who was the head of PSA. They have a lot of union
right
people.
Now who's piloting some very serious legislation changes that would help workers.
Yeah, as I say.
Yeah. Anyhow, people, we're getting ready to wrap it up. It's almost time as we climb to the top of the hour. And thank you very much for listening. Just to let you all know that Scandal in Cedros is on again this weekend.
It's at Central Bank in Port of Spain.
Central Bank in Port of Spain.
That you could go and smooch when the lights go down there. Nobody will see you or even know you're doing it. It gets completely black. Dark.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah, nice and intimate, so.
Very nice and intimate.
Yeah, so you can go check it out. It's on this weekend. So Saturday and Sunday at Central Bank, 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. And don't forget the box office is open. So if I can't remember the long list that Richard have, K Squared, Chamfleur Otto, Javili Rao, whatever I can't remember what it is.
Jabili Rawe.
Right, Rawe. West. Oh, I said K Squared already, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right. But most of all, the box office is open, so you can go and get your tickets for Scandal in Port of Spain.
Yes.
This weekend, right?
Scandal in Central Bank too.
Yeah. Scandal.
I will come with a torchlight and shine it on some oil when the light go down.
All right. So thank you so much for being part of the program. Morning, Wendell.
Yeah, man. Folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
All right. So continue to listen to us on netradiott.com. And remember, you can also get us on all of the streaming devices. We're going global, Yeah, because we're on TuneIn. We're on radio.co. You can also get us on the online music box, MyTuner, Radio Garden. We're all over the place for you all. So
anybody has a number for iShow Speed, send it for me. Send it for us. We will get him on the show. It can't hurt to get another 50 million people looking at us.
No. It can't hurt at all.
It can't hurt.
It can't hurt at all, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Send me his number.
Thanks for listening. Stay with us. We have the mid-morning coming up. And I will join you back inside of the mid-morning show. We have Garth Thomas between 11 and 12. Every cent counts. We're talking financial, money matters in between that space there. Yeah, so plenty of things are going on. So stay with us. And we'll join you again tomorrow, 6 a.m. inside of The Breakfast Show. This has been
The Breakfast Show.
Get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way.